Hello everyone, welcome to IASbaba. This is the trends and analysis for environment. So in prelims, what kind of questions will come and how to prepare, okay, so how to be thorough with that. So all those things we discuss here. Friends, basically if we analyze some 14 to 15 questions, they come every year, okay, in prelims. Okay, if you see the statistics, it is like in the 2018 there were some 11 questions, and then in 2019 it hiked to some 17 questions, and in 2020 it was some 19 questions, and this year it is bit less, so some 15 questions were there. Okay, so if you look at that, so any kind 13 to 14 questions, they are the must in UPSC. So make sure that you will read any one basic book and then you will follow these strategies for the best performance in prelims. Okay, so as we discussed, we have some important types of questions. So first one is the basic concepts. So when you regard the basic concepts, like for example the biological oxygen demand and then fertigation, permaculture, so all such questions, they have already appeared in UPSC. So here it is only thing is that the simple conceptual understanding and then simple application of the concepts. Okay, so permaculture, how it is a permanent agriculture, so it doesn't allow the soil to degrade, it doesn't allow the soil to lose its fertility, so that is why it is the permanent agriculture. Okay, so the statements like permanent agriculture, so they are most suitable for arid and semi-arid regions. Yes, they are, because there the irrigation is already less. So if we follow this, so here the soil will be retaining its fertility, and thereby it will be allowing more and more agriculture with a sustained manner. Okay, so likewise simple concepts, here you need not do so much of work. The only thing is that keep your eyes and ears open and make sure that if such keywords appear in the daily newspapers or in any other current affairs sources, so you have to remember them and analyze. And then commonsensical questions. So friends, here for such kind of questions, it is not that your preparation, but your application of brain and your sense of rationalism, so all those things will appear here. Your basic concepts of science and tech, your basic concepts of environment, your basic concepts of your day-to-day life, so all those things, they become important. For example, questions like benzene pollution, then magnetite pollution, they were being asked. So here UPSC is just asking like in which of the areas benzene is emitted more, or in which of the sectors magnetite is emitted more. So our duty is just to analyze them. Okay, so what is magnetite? Magnetite is something like part of iron ore. So now when there is rubbing of two iron elements, when there is rubbing of two iron bodies, so only then the magnetite pollution occurs. For example, you take the clutch plate and then the brake plates of vehicles, so there the magnetite pollution is huge. So only such areas it is asking. Okay, and then next one is institutions and conventions. So friends, here most of the questions will come. Okay, so these are the toughest ones, so you will not be knowing where the questions have been picked up. Okay, if you take these areas as a challenge and if you study properly, then but obvious, so all this will become easier. So questions on sites, question on convention on migratory species, and then BirdLife International, so all these questions have already come in UPSC, so you have to strategize and learn. And then international programs, so like New York Declaration of Forests, then PAGE program. Okay, so such things, okay, United for Change, so such things will be asked. So these are but obvious the programs of UNEP, programs of ECOSOC or any other such. Okay, so we have to make sure that we will analyze them as well. And then the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, so these are the next types of questions, and here also the source is very diverse. We don't know where to study, what and all to study. So if we had a specific list, we would have studied, but the thing is that there is no specific list at all. And then we have the species, so these also it adds up to the same challenge that there is no specific list. So how to prepare for all these? Okay, so first the basic concepts, so we have to read any good book. So friends, as I'll be keep on saying, like any good book is good. Okay, it is not like you have to read only this or only that. So all books have come with the necessary hard work, their experience, and the efforts that have been put in by those people who have done that, they are huge. So respect them. Any good book you can choose from them. And then class notes. So if you have any foundation course notes or any class notes, so that is more than sufficient. Along with that, if you go through current affairs, and there if you make sure that some basic conceptual understanding if you have, that is more than sufficient. And these are the easiest questions in environment. Okay, and then we have commonsensical questions. So here the guessworks and removal of extremities. So as we were speaking about magnetite pollution, so it is like if you have the vehicles and then if you have huge machineries given, so those will but obvious they will be emitting magnetite, and that will be a causative factor for magnetite pollution. But if the options like transmission of electricity or the transmission lines, telephone lines, if such are given, so telephone lines are not made up of iron in the first place, and moreover there will be nothing like friction within them, and so there will be not so much of magnetite pollution. So that is completely away from the basic thing which is being discussed, that is the rubbing of iron. So this telephone cables are completely different from this very domain which we are talking about. So just eliminate such extremities and you will always be getting the correct answer here. Okay, so here don't blindly go and hit all of the above. Okay, so there is instinct to hit all of the above in such questions. Okay, and in most of such questions all of the above will be an option. So when they give that, don't hit with the same. So think critically and rationally and hit likewise. Okay, and then we have so an example of magnetite pollution. So here see, the magnetite pollution is caused by which of the following? So here brakes of motor vehicles, yes, but obvious. Engines of motor vehicles, yes, there is rubbing of iron. And then the microwave stoves within homes. See, microwave stoves, they have least components of iron. Maximum they have an iron casket, not more than that. Okay, and most of the working is by the electronic chips. Okay, and then power plants we have. So power plants, they have large turbines. Okay, so there will be huge rubbing as well. And then telephone lines, so there is not so much. Okay, so eliminate 3 and 5. So hit 1, 2 and 4 only. So this is the UPSC's answer. So you have to make sure that you will hit likewise. Okay, then come to next, the institutions and programs. So here whenever you read the basic books, so you will be having all those conventions starting from 1992. Okay, so the Rio Earth Summit, or maybe the 1972 Stockholm Summit. So till today, so Glasgow Summit, so all those UNFCCs and important ones. So important ones like Bali Summit, Cancun Summit, so all those you will learn. Okay, and just remember the gist. So what is spoken in Agenda 21, what is spoken in Bone Challenge, what is spoken in Aichi biodiversity targets. So such ones you will remember. Okay, and what are they? That is more than sufficient. Okay, but you should not leave any of them, just glance. So it is not like one day revision. So you take some week and make sure that every day you will revise a portion of them. So might be one day 1, maybe some 1972 to 92, and then 92 to 2002, like that 20 years if you segregate and study. And if you also make sure that one day you will specifically leave for other conventions, like the attached conventions to Convention on Biodiversity, Cartagena Protocols, okay, Nagoya Protocol. So what are they? So just if you have the knowledge, overall knowledge, that is more than sufficient. And then the current affairs. So if currently if some summit is going on, so you have to make sure that you will read them. And then we have 1 week 1 website program. So here it is like every day you have to make a hobby. So you know that UNEP is a program, and you will go to UNEP website and see what are the current programs UNEP is doing. We know UNFCC is a convention, it's a framework, and it has a dedicated website. We have Convention on Biodiversity, so that has a dedicated website. So our duty is to do this 1 week 1 website program as a hobby until we get into civil service. So that adds either a knowledge which you can use for hitting in prelims, or it will give you a back end knowledge which you can use as a hint, so that you can at least take a guesswork. Okay, so either of them it gives. Okay, no hard work will go in vain. So make sure that you make it as a hobby. Okay, for example, I would like to show one website. So this is the UNFCC website. So here we have the MENA climate convention that is going on. So you will get a question like what is MENA Q or MENA CW. So anything of such. So you have to make sure that such one. So here we have out of coal key climate priority. So IPC report AR6 assessment report 6, it stated that so we have to phase out coal at any cost. So that is going on. So such analysis if you do, then you will be having a great knowledge for hitting those questions. So do this 1 week 1 website program, okay, for the conventions specifically, okay, and then come to next, national parks and animals. See from the basic books. So in any basic books, the list of all national parks and wildlife sanctuaries will be given. So take some time and do some additional study on all of them. For example, if you take the Chigam National Park, so you will go to internet and see where it is, okay, and then you will see any nearby rivers, okay, or any nearby passes or any nearby mountains, and then what are the important species in them. So in the Chigam we have the Hangul, Kashmir stag, okay, and then in any other species which are important, okay, we will study them, okay, and then come to others, okay, so say Valley of Flowers or say Corbett. So why it got the name Corbett, and it is where it is. So it is in Rudraprayag. So Rudraprayag is a confluence of which two rivers. So such analysis if you do, and even the wetlands, okay, so which wetland is situated in between Krishna and Godavari river. So such which wetland is located on the border of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. So such ones. So if you do that additional studies, but obvious you will be having a great knowledge in them. And then if in the current affairs, if there are any national parks in news, okay, for example we have the Telinilapuram wherein the spotted billed pelicans, so they are dying. So you have to go to map and see where is Telinilapuram. So this is the map, and here we have Telinilapuram bird nesting area, okay. So here we have two important rivers. So what are these? So this one is Vamshadhara, this one is Nagavali, okay. Make sure that such additional research you have to make. See, both Vamshadhara and Nagavali, they were asked in 2021 prelims. So if you have done the hard work, so along with this you got one additional hint to hit a guessworks. So if you do that and then go and do research on what are spot-billed pelicans, so in which IUCN status they are, okay. So likewise, so if you do all this thoroughly, okay, so if you do all this structurally, then but obvious UPSC prelims and basically environment and ecology, so that will be easiest, okay. And we in the PEP program, so IASbaba's Prelims Exclusive Program, so we do all this in the same structures. So first let's discuss on the concepts, and then let's discuss on the institutions, okay, and then we come to national parks and then to the species. So we will do all this along with the guessing strategies and others, okay. We have tried our maximum to make sure that most of our students they clear UPSC prelims and they go on to serve the nation, and we do even now and we keep on doing in the future, okay. So even you join us, so we will make the India great again. So India was great 200 years back, so let's recreate the century and do it. All the very best from my side. Good luck, friends.